Hello, welcome to Mix Training. This is Varomix, and today we're gonna finish our custom Python project manager. Alright, so as I said, this is the last part of this, and we're gonna do a few things just to get the UI working. And then after that, it's up to you guys to keep building on this or build your own tools. I think you're gonna have all the knowledge you need to start building your own tools. So this is where we left off. This is the one I made, and you can see it's a little bit different, but it's all just colors. So now we're gonna have the ability to choose a project here. And once I do, just select whatever project here, this one. You can see it populates the scenes as we did before, and if we click on these guys, it will show, and it will show us the path and the name of the project. So that's what we're going to do in this chapter. So you can see it's loading that. Maybe I don't have the plugin installed here, but I don't really need that. So let's go to PyCharm here. Put this, hold that. So the first thing we need to do is get the objects from the UI here, the UI file, and we need to have those named correctly so we can actually find them. Alright, so here's my Qt Designer file, and you can see here on this side there's names for the objects. Let's select this button, which is one that we need. Let's call it set project. Let's call it set prog button. That's gonna be that button. That's the name of it, and we need to know the name at the type of it, or the class here, the object name. And we also gonna name this guy. It's gonna be prog path, no caps for today, and no issues, no errors, please. This is gonna be the prog name. You can name this whatever you want, but you just have to know which names they are, what names they have. So this is gonna be a scene list. I'm just gonna remove the type from the name for now. You can do it as you wish. Let's go for those. That's gonna be the fourth thing we're gonna set here. So we need to save this, so make sure you save this so we can load the updated version here in Houdini. So let's put this to the side, we don't need it anymore. And now let's expand this so you guys can see this better. And just leave this, let me reload, there we go. No, that's not the one, this is the one we are building together. There we go. So now we need to get those objects, so let's get them. Instead of creating these widgets we don't need anymore, I'm just going to comment those with Ctrl// and then get UI elements. Just put a comment here. Let's get the project name, self.prog name. Let's get the prog button. Set prog. That was the name of the button. Now let's do this self.ui. We need to access this guy to get the class of it, or the widget, and we're gonna use a function called findChild. And findChild is just gonna find an object by the type and name. So we need to put quick widgets, and then this is a Q push button, right? That's the class of it, and then the name, you need to put the name exactly as we did on Qt Designer, which was set prog, I think. So let's just say if that works, let's do that, and then let's connect this to an action over here. Let's connect it here. Let's say create connection, and here we're gonna connect that button, which is a button now, self.set project connect. I mean clicked, connect. And then we're going to connect it to a function, and let's call that function self.setProject. So we need to create this function now because it doesn't exist at the moment. Let's put it down here. Set project. We need self there. We don't need any more. Let's just print something for now. Setting project. So there we go. We have we're getting the button from the UI interface. We are connecting it to a function, and then we are setting the function here. And I think, yeah, this does not need to be in quotes. It's just like that. All right. Okay, let's test it in Houdini. There's an issue. All right. Has no attribute list widget. All right, yeah, because we deleted these guys here, these widgets. We are not using those anymore. So let's just don't do this here. So let's just don't run this create interface for now. Let's just comment that and run that again. Okay, that's working. Let's see if we are printing something over here. If we click this, all right, cool. We got the button. We send it to a function and then we're printing something. So now we can do stuff with it, right? Okay, cool. Let me see my set project function. So this is, I think this is going to be the biggest thingy, but it's going to be not that hard to do. Let's build this function for now. Let's remove that line. And we're going to set a job here. I'm going to create a variable set job. It's going to be calling the result of this. Well, let me show you first what it does. So who.ui dot select file. It's gonna bring a UI interface just like any Houdini interface that allows you to select files from the system. So let's put a title on it and call it set project. This is optional, but it's good to know to do it. But this is the one parameter that we're gonna see. Set what are we selecting with this file chooser, and the file type is going to be file type, and it's going to be a type of directory. So we're selecting a directory. If you're selecting something else like a file or image, you can set this to select any type of file like that. So let's see what happens when we do that. Let's refresh and select this one. You see now we have this guy and we are able to select folder. You can see there's no files at all here. We're just selecting folders. Cool, that's working. So we need to save that, the result of that, in a variable, because it will print the result or the folder we select. So let's put that in a variable called set job for now. And now we're gonna need to set past that whatever we are selecting, the whatever folder we select, we're gonna pass it to the variables here to set the job variable here, which is what we have been doing before. Setting the project, it just sets the job variable, so we need to set that here. We're gonna do that kind of in action script. In a script works better, so we're gonna use an a script command here in Python, which is cool. We can mix the two languages together. So you're gonna set emp job, and the job is gonna be equal to, just get out of the a script there and put the set job variable there, and that's gonna put the variable in the command there. We can even see that in action if we open this variables. You can see it's set to retrieve experiments right now. Let's refresh this, try it again, and set it to rigging here, and accept. And now you can see here it's updated to that. So that is working. Cool. We need that to set the job globally for Houdini. Now that variable we had before here, project, I'm gonna override it over here. We could remove it from here or just override it again here. In this case, I'm just gonna override it here. So we have that global variable that we're using down here as the current job that we have here. So that we already explained in another video, so it's no need to that. Now to set the variables here in this paths, we need to just manipulate the strings a little bit, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna just copy some code and then explain you, so it's a little bit long, and explain what's happening here. So there we go. I have these lines of code. So I'm getting the project name by just getting the variable of the job, which is just going to be a path. Maybe if I just print it, you get a better idea of this. Let's just do that. Refresh this, set project. Let me set it to whatever, mentorship lessons. You can see now. Alright, there's some issues because I'm trying to set some parameters here that are not there yet. Let me just delete those. Comment these lines. For now, let's go for, let's say, that one. Alright, again, I'm setting something where, I didn't refresh, sorry. Refresh, this one. There we go. So we're getting this path right here. And these things are just manipulating this path. In this case, the project name, I'm just splitting this with the using the / and then I'm just getting the last element from the end. This is gonna be the first element. This is gonna be the second element. So I'm getting this folder name from this. And then set job. It's gonna just this thing, the project, the path, dir name, set job, just kind of removes this one at the very end. We can just maybe remove it by just removing the last character, but maybe each might not be there sometimes. So I just did it this way, which is safer. And then this line, the split set job, this is gonna give me this part here instead of giving me this part of the string. It's giving me the rest of this. So I just want to get all this path to put it here and the project name to put it here. It's a little bit cumbersome. You might not need to do this, but just manipulating strings here. So let's just now these lines are just setting the path to this guy. So let me just remove because this was the names I had in the other project. But now we need to get these widgets because we haven't got those widgets up here. We just got the we can actually duplicate this line. This is gonna be called prog path. It's gonna be prog name. Now remember, we need the exact class here, so this is gonna be a Q label, and this is a Q label as well, and this is prog name. Am I confusing this? Yeah, prog path and prog name. Now we should be able to set these guys here, just with the results we got from these lines of splitting. Set project. I didn't refresh. Don't forget to refresh. That's this one. Except now look at that. We have the path, the project, and we have the name of the project. And this is an error of my folder. It's not missing an M there, so it's my issue there. Now the other thing we need is just to list the objects. The scenes here. And let's get the list as well. I call that scene list. So let's get the widget here. Again, duplicate this. Call this scene list. Just looking at my auto monitor, and this is a type of QList widget. So QList widget, and it's called again scene list. So this is the name you have in the Qt designer. I'm just naming it the same here, so just it's matches and I know what I'm doing. So now this list, we're gonna set it inside here. We populated the list before here. So let's run this create interface because we commented that before. But now we need to fix this because we're trying to use the list widget item here, and we can just replace this guy with the new list we have from the UI widget, and here as well just replace the name, which is pretty simple. Which is once we have access to the widget, it's just the same thing as we did with the list before that we created manually. Here is exactly the same. So now this should actually work. Let's see. I think it should work. Let me save this, refresh. Let's add, search for a project. Let's say this one, and it's not working. So what is going on. Let me try this again. Now it's not working. And we have something weird going on. And what I came up with is, you can see this list is kind of adding on top of it. So what I did to do that is just do that for the list here. I'm just calling first a clear command for it. So it clears the list first and then just adds items to it. So that way we don't have items on top of each other. So let's clear that. Let's see if it's not clearing. Weird. Okay, let's move this create interface all the way to oh yeah, now I remember. I'm doing this twice because I'm doing this at the very start. I shouldn't be doing that. Let's remove that one. And after we set the project is where we want to call this, because we set the project, we get the paths and everything, and then we create the interface here. That's where we want to do that. Sorry for that. So let's delete. This is the scenes that are there by default. Let's select this one. And now you can see there's the scenes. Let's select another one. Make sure that it's deleting the files. You can see it's working. We can even maybe open one of these guys, see if it's working. And it is. It's opening the file. It says that it's not commercial for some reason. Let me cancel that. And that's it. That's that's all you need to do for this. And this is my pixelator scene file that you can find a tutorial for it on the channel as well. You can learn how to do this. So there you go. We had a tool that it's fully functioning. Now you can go and style it and do more and add more buttons or anything else you want here, or even build it in Qt Designer here. Build whatever you want. You know how to get your access those widgets from Python, and then do code with them, manipulate them, get the path, select the folders from Houdini, etc. This is something that I really love, building Python tools, and I'm hoping that you guys love this as well. And that's gonna be it for this. I'm hoping that this gives you the basis for a lot of tools, and you can keep building your Python and Houdini shops with this. Alright guys, let's keep learning together. This is Varomix, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!